coast to coast.
Always from the village.
To all the coasts. All right, so happy Sunday, happy podcast day. I feel like I've
Last day of the month.
It is the last day of the month, and for some reason I consider Sunday to be the last day of the week. I'm not much of a Sunday being the first day of the week kind of person, but
With what?
yeah.
I mean, obviously you make all the money on Monday, but then you spend all the money on Sunday or Saturday and Sunday. Also on your anniversaries. Like, so I don't want to do any anniversary spending anymore.
No more spending. Should probably start by apologizing to our audience for the audio last week.
Oh yeah. Again, for us, it's just about the consistency, but when we make mistakes, we find a way to put some QA, quality assurance.
So hopefully the audio is better today, but let us know in the chat if we've made any kind of improvement. If it's just as bad, let us know, and we know we need to invest in some new hardware.
You're actually supposed to get new hardware for us.
I am supposed to get new hardware.
We say no more spending. If you buy hardware and you don't do no anniversary spending, what happens?
In Carney's economy, we are officially in a technical recession.
The question for me is, how are you going to explain this?
See, Carney has led us into a recession in Canada.
He didn't lead us to no recession.
He was the leader. He is the head that lies the crown.
No, literally, all they did was a retroactive correction to say technically, if it didn't feel like a recession, they just let you know technically.
He just made it.
He sent me the video of this crazy. I'm like, dude, I know I cannot stand this kind of environment because even the way I talk, people don't even understand where I'm coming from. So when I hear all this passive aggressive undertone, I hear what you're saying, but if I could push back on this a little bit.
Yeah, but just provide a little bit of pushback on that note.
You just say that you disagree, straight up.
Yeah, but then, it's like Gen Z's, right? Gen Z saying that thumbs up is too passive aggressive.
What?
Yeah, apparently.
I've been giving a lot of people thumbs up, man.
I know. I'm getting in trouble quite a bit for it.
Wait, what?
Because I'm millennial, so thumbs up is thumbs up, right? Good idea. Apparently it's passive aggressive, so.
I'm sorry, y'all. Everyone I've been passive aggressive to, the attention was literally great idea.
That was great.
You should have a thumbs up with a smiley face on the thumbs up.
We actually have one of those our work on Slack. So we have these custom emojis.
Oh.
And so it's a blob thumbs up. It's a very cute person with a smile. And then he's just
wow.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Soon everything, just even saying hello is going to be passive aggressive.
It's going to be a microaggression to say hello.
I mean, how there was a time when ending a sentence in a period over text was you're angry.
It's actually a time that I did not know that, and I just used to send text in capital letter, and they're like, shouting.
No.
So I think I'm just
and
let me keep word in all caps. I was also trying to be excited and emphasis. It's like, dude, are you mad or something? Since then, everything now lowercase. In fact, I didn't even do capitalized sentences, everything lowercase. Because I don't know, people shouldn't take my good as evil, man. Just the way you're trying to take my kindness good and make it as an excuse.
Please. My guy, he's supposed to be an economist. How did Canada land in a recession?
No, it's not a recession, it's a technical recession, and it's also from last year.
He was still the Prime Minister last year.
Yeah, he was still the Prime Minister, but it's technically, because I don't think the country thought we were in a recession. I don't know if you felt that you recessed.
Yeah. The country was in a recession. Me personally, I don't know if I was in a recession, but the country was in a recession.
Yeah, it was technical recession. We just had a stagnation or stagflation, or a 0.5 drop in our GDP growth.
Yeah, but those rules are there for a reason. So
hey,
now we're trying to change the definition of a recession.
No, I'm just saying it's a technical recession. I'm not saying that is. No. A recession is different. Ask the folks that were around in the 08 cycle. When they say recession, it's
yeah, that was a market crash.
Yeah, but that was a recession. You know, when it's in my era, what we called recession was a bloodbath.
So you're trying to compare like the flu versus
COVID.
Ebola or COVID or something like that. I mean, they're all equally bad. Like, not equally,
No,
but
they're
they're all bad.
viruses.
Right.
Well, one of them has Panadol extra or the paracetamol or whatever your Tylenol for. Advil. In fact, they have multiple solutions to deal with a technical flu virus, different from when you have a COVID RNA virus.
So when you go from a drama teacher to an economist, you expect a certain level of, prime ministering that does not lead the country into a recession.
Again, when an economist comes on board and we were already technically headed for a recession, and he steered the ship in such a way that we had to retroactively go back and correct numbers and look closely and say, you know what, at the end of the day, slightly, you missed 100% by 0.01.
Carney likes to tiptoe on the, there's a fine line between this and this. That's where he thrives.
It's not a fine line.
What was he? Last week he was busy announcing Quebec mine project, whatever. Project that started like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It was like, we just broke ground on this major project.
Yeah, but it just broke ground. Basically letting
that project started.
No, it was already in the. It was already in what?
Because we referred it to the major projects.
Exactly.
It broke ground. I'm like,
it broke ground quickly.
That project broke ground 6 years ago. But guys, he's looking, and then you go and read his sentence. You're like, well, technically, it's a technical truth, but he's just trying to deceive the Canadian people the same way he claimed he was creating a sovereign wealth fund for us. Why he was digging us deeper in debt.
No. Anyways, you all know my point on sovereign wealth. I think we do need sovereign wealth because
nobody said we don't need it. But if you're giving us sovereign wealth, give us sovereign wealth.
Yeah.
Don't give us sovereign wealth on your credit card.
No, if they're giving us sovereign wealth, they're going to give us sovereign wealth.
How about, don't give us sovereign wealth, just cut taxes. Let's create our own wealth ourselves.
Bro, if we cut taxes, it's gonna be literally that recession you were saying technical is going to be literally a drown session.
My guy, CRA is taking way too much money from Canada.
How is CRA taking so much money?
Too much money from Canada.
Literally, we have one of the most progressive tax systems in the world. Like,
that's not a good thing.
No, just in terms of how we're not just
treat as if it's something to be proud of. That means there isn't taxation as punishment.
No.
Value creation.
No, there's a fair share. Like the rich do pay their fair share of taxes in Canada. They do. Like we get the money from them, and in fact,
that's why Carney's money is in the US.
No. Okay. Carney is actually like I think he's even doing. And there's something that he did when he first joined. Maybe that also contributed to technical recession. So where he reduced the minimum for zero tax, or increased the minimum from zero taxation on the progressive bracket. I think from $50 to about 50,000 to 53,000, I believe.
That sounds like such a big increase. Oh my god.
You know how they say families can get 200. It's June, by the way. When are we getting that deposit? Let me Google this, because if I don't get that deposit, Carney have gone here. Carney have
sleight of hands.
What did they call that deposit?
Like, he's gonna take some money over here and then give you some money over here, and then you're like, oh wow,
because I got like a deposit from the bread
price fixing scandal.
Yeah. The class action. They just deposited like some money. So it's like
to all the AI folks out there, can somebody build an AI tool that automatically applies for every class action?
And you just get your
and then you just get money in the bank.
Dude, like I think it's coming June 5th. The funds will hit your bank account June 5th. If not, the check will be mailed to you.
Because June 5th, right? A couple months after people have paid their taxes, just give them a little bit more back.
No, it's a one-time grocery top-up. Yeah. This money might go a long way. $500 for a family of 4. $260 for a single family.
They will burn through that grocery money in 1 week. Max 2
Dude, I could use $500 right now.
Are you a family of 4?
I don't know, we'll come together as a podcast. And maybe one of our fans will come together and then we just use $500. Probably get us new mics also. You see, we used to upgrade. Carney will be giving us money to help talk about the government.
Like I said, Carney should just go easy on my taxes. We'll be all right with the podcast. If I can just recoup half of the money I've paid in taxes.
Nah, you can recoup all the money. There are a lot of ways to recoup money that you pay in taxes.
This is the sleight of hands Canada does. by spending more here, you can recoup more of your taxes. And I'm like, no, I want to keep all of that. I can choose what I want to spend the money on.
You can give to charity to your church. There will be donation tax receipts. You can save in your RSP. You can get donation tax receipts.
RSP.
FHSA.
You know what I've noticed? Canada and money, they're like oil and water. The connection never makes sense. The RSP could. The idea is that when you're older, you will be poorer, so you take it lower.
No.
tax
When you're
bracket.
older, you don't have. They don't. Canada doesn't want you to be working all the way to the grave.
Yeah, but once again, the only benefit the RSP is like pay lower taxes now, and then pay lower taxes when you're older. The idea is that now you're making more money, you don't want to pay all that tax. So put it
Save
in
for
RSP.
retirement.
When you're older, if you're not still rich, what are you gonna do?
No,
If you're in a higher tax bracket, then what are you gonna do?
you don't have to be in a high tax bracket. You don't have to
I
work.
mean,
You can
don't have to.
retire.
I want to be in a higher tax bracket. Older.
No, you don't have to have an income tax bracket. You can have a wealth like fund that's funding your lifestyle, right? You don't have to be earning money as an old person working.
I don't have to work to earn money.
Yeah, if you don't work and it's not income, it's not money.
No, but you can be having fun and making money.
Yeah, but if you're having fun, they're not taxing you for having
Yes,
fun.
they are.
How are they taxing
If
you?
you're making money from having fun, not every income earning activity is a job.
Well, in your own world, they will not be knowing the fun you're having because they're encrypting.
No.
You're encrypting your fun
If I
and
can
encrypting the
encrypt
income.
my income, I will encrypt my
encrypting-
income. My big issue with taxation, especially progressive taxation, see the percent system is already made to be fair.
No, it's not meant to be fair.
10% of 10,000 is 1,000. 10% of 1 million is 100,000. So the person earning 1 million is still paying more than the person earning 10,000.
Yeah, but the person earning 1 million is keeping more than the person earning.
Yeah, because he earned it.
Yeah, like why would you not want to keep it?
Why would he not want to keep it?
You would keep more of your money, but with like, hey, 10%.
Is he using any more of the government services than the person?
Yeah.
No, it's the other way
No, it's the
around.
other way
Yeah,
around.
you see, don't get this twisted. A lot of the wealthy people, they use government service. In fact, they use services that are not even available to all of
My
us.
guy, if the government is taking 50% of my money, I will use every single service.
There are services that are not available to just
Every
the
single
regular
service,
middle
I
class.
will look for it. And
That's
use
the
it.
1% is just, in fact, they'll create a service and restrict it to themselves only. In fact, they can only put their name, say, Galen Weston's social income from the city of Toronto.
That's because they feel punished.
You feel which
by
punished?
progressive taxation.
Wait, sorry, is this true?
No, I'm saying like they do have, like, rich people do benefit a lot.
Okay, can you give an example?
Yeah, there are examples that you can, like, for example, when you're talking about business grants, business loans, business investment by the government,
I'm sorry, but
business
they said
support.
businesses are not human. That's the whole idea of incorporating, right?
Yeah.
So you remove personal liability. The corporation is its own entity.
Mhm.
So the corporation is not a rich person.
Yeah, but even the rich person too, like when they're trying to do, for example, they want to buy a new house.
Yeah.
The government is going to come and lay the lines for this house, the property, water for this
So
house.
they buy a $3 million house. How
Yeah.
much is the property tax on the $3 million house?
How many of them are actually paying the valid property tax for wherever they're paying?
Most of them are.
Okay, so you pay your property tax.
Yeah.
Right.
It's supposed to cover the cost of the sewage lines and all these different.
But some of these rich people are against property taxes
What do you mean again?
because
Yeah.
they own.
You know what's good about property tax? It's a flat percent. Whether you own a $3 million house, it's not a progressive
No,
tax.
property tax is a bit more the value of the property.
Yeah, exactly. The
It's a
value of the
percentage.
property is
So,
X value.
so who?
Therefore, you pay, let's say, it's 1%.
Yeah.
You pay 1% in the property tax. It's an equalizer.
Yeah.
We should do the same for the income tax. Let's charge everybody 20% and let's all move on with our lives. No loopholes, no getting around it.
I don't think the flat tax would work. Also, another reason I don't think the flat tax will work is the assumption that your 1 million, you're sweating 10 times, 1 million times harder than the person that is earning $1, for example.
What? No.
What does that even have to do with anything?
Yeah, because if you say I earned it, how did you earn the 1 million?
there are different ways to earn.
Yeah, like, so did you earn it with your time?
If I took a risk,
They took a risk. Okay, yeah, the government does give you a tax back for risk taking.
what is the tax back?
Entrepreneurs, we actually do have a lot. Like your first, if you sell your first business, you don't, I don't think you pay capital gains on that first business. Or there's a
The
limit on
fact that
that.
the government wants to even take tax on you selling your business
It's
is wild.
crazy.
Wait, what? What?
Wild.
Wait. So wait.
It's the craziest.
So how do you think? So when we say Canada is a wealthy country,
Canada?
is Canada a wealthy country? Are you saying that the things inside Canada are wealthy, but the government is poor?
The government acts like a mafia, and they just take whatever they want.
Dude, we do need taxes, please.
I'm not saying we don't need taxes, right? Give
Yeah.
to Caesar what is Caesar's.
Yeah.
But Caesar is getting too greedy.
No. Carney literally reduced, one of his first acts was to reduce the minimum threshold for taxing.
That does not make him Mother Teresa. That's just, first of all, like, no, that's not something we should clap for him for.
He's trying. I'm saying, like, if there's a system that has been in place for probably like a century now, taxation has been around.
And what we need in probably every country out there is to simplify the tax code.
Okay.
Flat percentage fee. The percentage is already an equalizer.
No, the percentage is not an equalizer.
How is it not an equalizer?
It's not.
You want us to go logarithm and stuff.
Yeah, I'd rather do like a logarithm.
No, the percentage is.
Because if you have more, you should be able to help out more.
I want to do it out of the goodness of my heart.
Yeah, so how about we help you do
I
that
don't
out of
want
the
it to be
goodness of your
mandated
heart?
such that if I decide 1 year, you know what, I want to do some
But
other
then
things.
again, if you don't want it to be mandated, then you can now tell the government, also, you're not mandated to govern us. But
They really aren't. They're poking their head into too many things.
I do have like qualms with
C22 makes no sense.
no, I do have qualms with democracy because I've started seeing like there's a lapse in democracy because I was like we saw like when NDP was critiquing I'm going to call her Mother Teresa when the premier of Manitoba Wakano was critiquing Daniel Smith. I was like, yeah, but even if there's a minority, are you saying that the minority don't make sense to their voice should be heard or they should not? Again, the idea is for the people by the people. Then I realized, you know what, democracy actually is flawed if it's a majority system. Because those people that are talking about, oh, let's look at what the majority wants for Alberta and focus on that. A lot of majority wants a lot of things in general for Canada, but people is like, oh, we need to think about the minority, right? Talking about civil rights, we're talking about indigenous, and we're talking. So again, you can't be poking a hole and saying, oh, focus only on the majority, and then on the flip side, say, you know what, there's some cases where we should focus on the minority. If we're focusing on everybody, we should focus on everybody. So in taxation,
you cannot please everybody.
No, but then I actually think so. On the topic of democracy, yeah, that is like the big flaw around it, where it's built around the majority. But if the majority decides to focus on a minority, isn't that still democracy?
fair. If the majority is guys, that's democracy. But in this case, the majority has decided that we need to tax the wealthy because they're not paying the fair share of taxes.
That's because
We need to rephrase that thing, man.
You need to create a system that is, even though, like, however you got to the top, you need to make sure that system that got you to the top.
I'm just gonna sip from my Arsenal cup talking about it. I don't know if you can see it's an Arsenal mod.
And you're that. I like how like
all the Arsenal haters that because we lost the Champions League, they're trying to
take away your
delegitimize
Premier League.
our dominance in the English Premier League and across Europe.
Man, if
we
Arsenal
lost one game in the Champions League.
And that's actually like, you didn't even lose it in the game, you lost it in penalties.
We lost it on penalties, on the last penalty too.
Because you guys went unbeaten throughout champs.
Throughout the Champions League.
Actually, give a round of applause.
They're trying to delegitimize
no one has gone unbeaten.
The dominance of the Arsenal. You know what? Arsenal, we see you.
What is that song? You will never be champions of
Europe. You will never be champion.
Man.
So, like I said, it's lonely at the top.
It's lonely at the top, eh?
Haters gonna hate. I'm not saying I'm part of the 1%, but anybody who sends me a message asking for money, on your phone.
Please, see, now it's like, let me voluntarily fight for the 1%.
I am voluntarily fighting for the 1%.
No, but I think, like, yes, sometimes income taxes can get crazy. Should they be taxing 60% of the income? I don't think so. should they be taxing, doing all this crazy? Oh, they should never be anyone at the top. They should never be rich people. Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's
But I
such
do
a-
think that there should be a way for. There should be a clear way that the rich is contributing and bearing a chunk of the burden of.
I
I
think
think that's where we disagree. Charity work should be left to charity.
Not charity work. This is
You
just.
cannot mandate charity.
I don't think it's money.
but then also I think like the rich people, if you're trying to like conflate if you're trying to conflate like enterprises as being human beings as well, like rich people are the ones that basically carry the entire economy on their shoulders, because if you try to start to apply pressure, the more pressure that you try to apply to, you know, like big corporations, what happens to the people that work in those corporations if you start to disintensify, like if you try to disincentivize people to like quote unquote create wealth, build up the economy, like innovate. If for example, what we have in Canada now with like the tech industry, if everybody wants to move to Silicon Valley because like that's where the opportunity is, what happens to the technical innovation of Canada?
Goes down. That's why we're gonna be signing deals with Palantir for our defense.
I agree with the fact that we should not tax to a point where it's disincentivizing a lot of people.
You should not create a tax that punishes the creation of wealth.
I don't think that's what our tax system does. We don't.
That's what
we don't
progressive
punish.
tax does.
No,
Period.
literally,
It's like, hey, the more you make, the more we'll cut out. And guess what? You have less of a say in what we use that money
But
to
any
do.
tax you have, even if your percentage, it's still more. If you earn more, we collect more.
That's why I said the percentage.
Yeah, but it's still more that they're going to collect from you the more
if
you
the
earn.
percentage is an equalizer, such that you earn 1 million, you pay more than somebody who earns 100,000.
Yeah.
When you then increase the percent just because they made 1 million, that's a punitive tax.
No, it's not a punitive tax.
It is.
It's basically saying if you made $1 million,
yeah,
in an average where everyone is making, let's say, $10,000,
yeah,
I would say 10% won't cut it. Because if you take 10% of the 1 million and 10% of all the 10,000s and think about the cost to run the economy for everybody, there's going to be a huge deficit.
How?
Out of the goodness of my heart, I can contribute.
Yeah, but the goodness
you
of your
cannot
heart.
mandate my charity.
Wait, sorry. Let's actually talk about it. How exactly would it like be detrimental to everybody if the scenario of somebody making 1 million and then they're getting taxed 10% versus the scenario of somebody making 1 million and they're getting taxed 20%? They're getting taxed an extra 10% because they've reached that 1 million threshold.
So what I'm saying is, so let's say the average is 10,000. Let's say the average population is 10,000. And let's say we have 10 people earning 10,000. That's 100,000.
Yeah.
If you take 10% of 100,000, all of them just
10,000.
You just get 10,000 back.
Yeah.
Right. If the cost of running the government is 10,000, that's fine. If a millionaire comes in to that bucket and the cost of running the government is still 10,000, I don't see any reason why.
Why would the cost be different because 1 million came in?
Maybe.
Let me tell you why. The government has no sense of income and expense.
Like, you know what? Hold up. Let me tell you the reason why
That's the only thing that makes sense.
No,
what do you mean if the cost of running government is flat? The cost of running government is whatever you want to make the cost of running government to be.
It's whatever we want, but again, this same principle applies usually across the board. When you have, let's say, condos, right? You have a condominium corporation. It's like, hey, if you sign this deal, here's what has been the cost of running the condominium corporation for a bit. If the cost goes up, whoever has the biggest part of the lot is going to be paying more.
But see, not if the cost goes up. When the cost goes up, guess why? Because the condo board has unchecked powers to do whatever they want to do.
They get voted by their peers.
Yeah, you get a bunch of people who have nothing to do to go and run the condo board. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna increase the cost of that monthly condo fee after the first 2 years.
No, but I'm just saying, like, again, it's the same idea.
Last week I said power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone has absolute powers.
What?
yet.
Give anybody condo board ownership. They will, absolute powers. They will be corrupted.
I think, again, I'm with you all saying that we shouldn't be having 50, 52, 60% taxes. But hey, if you're making $100 million in your income,
My guy.
40%.
Here's my problem. Let's see. The money we are paying these taxes. What senators have wardrobe allowance? I don't have wardrobe allowance.
I mean, what are the 100 million
There are
guys in the
public
taxes?
servants that have drivers. I don't have a
That's
driver.
crazy that there are public servants that have drivers.
Yeah.
They should go investigate like how they're using this 40% of the money. I would agree with you on that. Let's keep paying the amount we're paying, but let's make sure the government is spending it efficiently.
No, but then
That's
doesn't
such
that
an oxymoron. Like, it's never going to happen.
How would it happen?
The government needs to be put in a, like, they literally need to be caged in a box. It's like, you cannot exceed this amount of expenses. And then they need to run like any other corporation. It's like, how much money is coming in?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what are all the projects coming in? Well, we have to prioritize. These are the ones that will get done.
Yeah.
Everybody else, we have no money for it. You cannot just go and just create programs and policies and regulation and just keep creating because you're the government. And you're like, when you run out of money, you either print or you tax people more. Like that's not how you run an organization. That's why they don't feel the plight of the millionaire who has taken a risk to run a company that is profitable.
The plight of a millionaire is crazy.
The government can never understand the plight
of a millionaire is crazy.
Because they operate like an organization with unlimited funds that they don't have to make.
No, they do have limited funds, but I agree.
The government.
They do have, but they sometimes, like, because Carney, although... Let me not bring this into a Carney.
I think Carney can go and swipe his credit card and create sovereign wealth fund. Which normal human being would do?
Sovereign wealth is for the people.
My goodness.
It's for the people.
Like I said, just let the people have more of their money in their bank accounts.
But again, if Canada is working for you it's making you wealthy, I think it's okay for us as the people to say the country that made you wealthy should be able to ask a bit from the wealth that you made.
No. Canada did not make you wealthy.
Like they say,
Canada is not any.
The environment.
All of us are Canada.
Yeah, but the environment, the policies,
it's
government.
It's definitely not McCartney's policies that made you wealthy.
McCartney be making a lot of people make money.
Of course, he makes all his friends make money.
Not only his friends, but a lot of people, like, again, you're advocating for reducing the tax burden. One of his first policies was to reduce the tax burden.
See, unless we get a flat tax rate, I will never be content with any form of progressive tax rates.
But it doesn't really. Again, if they're looking at, say, 50,000 is the level that there's a flat tax for everybody at 50%. Maybe it's 10% they're putting. If you have $50,000, it's just a flat 10% tax. I think it's already baked in flat at that rate. If you're making beyond what is considered average, there should be another level of taxing.
Who gets to define what is considered average?
Again, Carney
and why define something as average and why strive to be average?
He's not telling you to strive to be average, but he's just saying that.
Well, he's saying I'll punish you if you
go
beyond
punish.
Average.
No.
It's punishment. Say I'll take your money if you go beyond average.
He's not taking the money.
He is taking the money.
You're literally keeping 80% of it.
No, first of all, you make 100%. You keep 100%, but sure, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. Tell me what your rate is, and don't charge me a bigger rate than you're charging my neighbor.
And also, too, like one of the margin, like we have like a really good progressive marginal tax rate at the $50,000 rate. Let's say you pay only 10%. I'm just using hypothetical numbers here. Everybody's paying $5,000 for the first $50,000 of their income. Now, when you make, let's say, $60,000, you still pay 10% on the first $50,000. And then that difference, the margin, the 10,000.
They just punish you on the growth from average.
No, they don't punish you on the growth of the average. They basically say, you know what? Beyond the 50,000, the delta here is above average. So that means Canada is working well for you. How about you give back to Caesar that has helped you get
Caesar did not help you do anything. Caesar riddled you with regulation and all kinds of things. And
okay, like even going back to like the average person that is not a millionaire, like if you're earning $200,000,
okay,
like realistically, how much more strain on the government are you putting than somebody that is earning 50,000?
Please.
I
Tell
think
us.
I think
What
it's
is this trend?
you know like how they say sometimes when elephants will walk to the ground.
It's because you paid more money.
You're not an elephant. And the ground is shaking.
But like,
And
what
with
makes you an elephant?
the money, the growth in your belly,
First of all, you're going to be spending that money stimulating the economy.
which is great,
You're probably going to be hiring people,
which is great.
stimulating the economy.
Yeah.
You're already doing enough charity.
No,
for
but
the
I mean that's
economy.
a business. Your income is for you.
Even your own income.
You're not hiring people
spending
on
the
your
money.
income.
You will hire people to maybe clean your house.
Yeah, you can
wash your
pay.
car.
That's still spending.
You're spending.
Yeah, you're
stimulating
spending in
the
small
economy.
businesses.
The
Yeah.
money is trickling down.
You would have spent that either ways.
Yeah. But now you cannot spend this because the government took half of it.
No, the government did not take half of it.
What did they take?
Yeah, actually, what did they
Yeah,
take?
they took like 30%. 30% is not half. You have 70% left.
Wait.
35%, yeah. Literally, what people call half of your money going is not taxes.
Okay, here's another example. You're earning 200,000 and you happen to be in a corporation that just got investment,
Yeah.
for example, and you're able to sell some of your options,
Yeah.
some of your stock options. Government, because it's what's capital gains, that's what you guys call it.
Yeah.
The government is taking possibly up to half of that.
Again, in Canada, we don't even we tell you to keep half of it, and we look at
If you permit
hold on. Let us land. We don't take half of the money in Canada of a capital gains, and also too, there's also a lot of clauses for a limit to when they even start taking close to half. What they do is they charge you your income tax on half of your capital gains. So you keep your capital gains, and whatever your income tax is on the other half. That is what they do. So basically, you're still keeping, in some cases,
Yeah, but then
up to 80% of the income.
isn't that still like, so basically you're getting, each person that benefits from this investment round gets taxed, both like everybody in the corporation plus the people that are selling plus the people that are buying.
But there are also limits to where the government says, you know what, we bypass that. So, for example, the people that are selling, they have like multi-million-dollar limit where they like, government says this is your business, you've done well. We don't really, you can sell it however you want to sell, especially if you're going to reinvest it in Canada or do something else. You don't tax any of those, right? If you're getting just as a stock option as an employee, you do it on. They charge the taxes on 50% of the gains. They don't charge the taxes on 100% of the gains. They charge the taxes on up until a limit too. And also too, again, it was punitive under Trudeau's era because they were trying to reduce the limit and increase the capital gains tax. And what did Carney do? It's like, let's get away with that.
Yeah, because it was not popular. It's not because McCartney does not believe in that kind of behavior. If anything, he was Trudeau's ear the whole time.
Because not necessarily because he was not in Trudeau's ear. Like,
look
at all the Trudeau's ear people that have quit his cabinet. It's like, dude, how would he be in his ear and everybody
because
around?
McCartney has realized when he was not prime minister, it was easy for him to be feeding Trudeau all these terrible ideas. For him to go out and do it. Now he's prime minister, is like, okay, well, I can see how my things were not popular.
So you're saying that he's understanding what people are going through and he's making adjustments?
No, he's doing sleight of hands now. So now he's covering his tracks better than before when he was just pumping unfiltered garbage into Trudeau's ears to run the country.
But in the case that Dan is talking about, right? He has rolled back those Trudeau eras, and these are taxations that have been around for decades.
Doesn't make it any better.
This is not something that Carney is saying, oh, I'm going to increase the plight of people. He's saying, in fact, if anything he's saying is like, look, I know it's been around for decades, and trying to change everything is just going to be the disaster to the operating cost of the government. But what are the ways we can be smart about, one, relieving burdens to the citizens, and also optimize the way we're spending tax money?
I've not seen him do any of those things you just said.
Workforce in government, he's looked at it
like
and evaluated.
Realignment.
If you also look at recently, like looking at things that he's looking at, we're spending a lot of time or money on a few programs that don't need to spend that amount of money on. He's like, all right, let's remove these programs that we're spending money on. Some of them might be popular, some of them might be unpopular. But again, if you don't have the money, we don't have the money. he's being pragmatic in some sense. Like, I
Nobody-
think we're blaming
nobody-
it on Carney too much.
You know what I mean? There's the part that
Also,
Carney is playing.
Alberta charges taxes. Doug Ford charges taxes.
And once again,
All these other provinces. So when we see 50%, we blame it on Canada at the top. But Canada doesn't even take close to 50% on the federal level.
I'm blaming it on any form of government. The government has become, like I said, more of a
And Canada
mafia.
doesn't take property taxes too.
Yeah, that's municipal.
Yeah, municipal takes property
So you
taxes.
pay property taxes, you pay sales tax, you pay carbon tax, you pay fuel tax, you pay income tax, you pay capital gains tax, there's death tax, there's inheritance tax. There's just taxes for everything. And then the percentages are all over the place.
Yeah, inheritance tax is not a bad tax.
So they will tax money that has been taxed before. Like,
Yeah,
how
but
does that
it
even
was
make any
taxed under
sense?
one entity. Now it's going to another entity, brother.
Not entity, human being.
Yeah, okay, it was taxed under one human being.
Your
You-
father has paid tax on it.
Yeah.
Why did come and charge me tax again?
Yeah,
because
but-
he gave me the money.
No, because he paid tax for the thing that he earned.
Yeah.
And then if he's trying to say, okay,
It is
You-
a gift, my child.
no, he's not giving you a gift from the things that he's earned. He's giving you his assets in his will and sending it all the
All
way
of
to
those
you.
assets were taxed already.
Probably, or some of them have not yet been taxed, and he's just
Like
sent
which
you,
one?
like the ones that have not been realized, or like some of the stocks and like if it's moving a whole bunch of assets from one person to another, government is like, gee,
It's a mafia behavior, right?
no, not necessarily mafia behavior.
I'm
It's
sorry, the money just moved in this country. Come, find me something. let me take half of that thing.
government is helping you with that money.
What did the government achieve or do? Or what did they do to
Bro,
earn
take a look at
anything there?
all the things that government are doing. Like you're talking about protection, economy, financial economy, forex. We're looking at salaries of the civil service workers that are doing a lot of day jobs left, right, and center to make sure that everything that is working
100%.
just keeps working.
All for the civil servants.
So you have to be because your anniversary is coming soon, right? And you don't want to do no anniversary. You better be for civil servants.
Pro civil servants.
But I'm saying like just in general.
Yeah.
If the government is already mafia is different because mafia does not have things that they don't have a whole operation to just take care
Mafia
of
provides
this.
protection.
Yeah, they
Okay,
do.
okay. Outside
They
of
do.
protection, they don't do nothing.
But
They don't fix the roads. They don't give
Yes,
you.
they do. Mafia, they give to charity.
They don't give you insurance on the banks or
They give you
insurance.
insurance. They're like, no, I got you. If something happens, come to me.
They-
That's why you're paying me monthly money.
They pay you for the protection. They pay you to if you don't do it, they will be the ones to now be the insecurity in your business.
Exactly. If you
Government
don't pay
is-
CRA income
they're not
tax,
the
they will come
insecurity in your
after
business.
everything you have.
No.
and more.
That's
My
not
guy.
the way. Government is not the criminal. Like
God help you choose to drive Uber and you don't pay enough taxes on everything. My guy, they will come for everything.
fair.
So,
fair.
My issue with government is not that they don't serve a purpose. Like,
Yeah.
sure, they serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Is that at some point they start to create new things for them to do to justify
But
taking
again,
more money.
Carney has been cutting things instead of creating
How much
things.
is he spending on defense? You said defense and security.
Yes, defense is a
They just
huge
hit
thing.
their NATO target.
Yeah,
Which is how many percent? 2% or whatever.
yeah,
of GDP.
like 2%. I think they're trying
That's
to
a very
cover their-
small amount of money of the overall revenue.
fair, but it took a lot of purchases to get there.
All of that was just 2% of GDP.
Yeah,
And the
but they're
government
not
is already-
taxing. GDP is not income for the government.
it's
Let's say even the government takes, let's say 20% of GDP. 2 is already gone.
yeah,
So that means you're dealing with 18, and that's just for defense.
which is
NATO
usually the
targets.
biggest budget item for most governments. Most
Most
Western governments.
Western governments, sure, but again, that's solely for
After,
defense.
I guess, payroll and whatnot.
Exactly. So it's only for defense. Operational payrolls is there. Another 4-5%.
So payroll is
Healthcare,
capped. If government's rich,
healthcare,
it's capped.
Healthcare, 10%. Like I'm saying, in fact, okay, even outside of healthcare, there's also other like ministries, transport, aviation. We're talking about not just even aviation, finances, like the whole structure of finances in this country is run by federal government.
Crown corporation.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, sure, like, but I'm saying like
And they generate revenue, so
They generate
I
revenue
think all
from.
of government should be a crown corporation. They should generate revenue.
So that means every transfer you now be doing, they now be charging you.
I mean, they're already charging you.
I mean, banks do actually. The bank.
Yeah, because like if you look at the population of Canada and compare that to the GDP, compare that to our tax system, comparing it to other countries, like do we actually need, because like you're calling all these percentages for like different categories of expenses, like do we actually need um are we even, do we actually need to be taxing people the amount of money that we're taxing to be able to afford all of like 2%
I don't think we need to. I mean,
military?
the way the Canadian government just sprays the money that they're making, you can tell that the money does not mean anything to them.
It means a lot, but also to another thing that we didn't talk about as a huge aspect of the Canadian operating cost is our social insurance.
Which we pay
Which
to separately from tax, by the way.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
We pay.
And then you now also have to, they'll not tax it again if you use it, Abby.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's the revenue for the government.
It's such a cyclical system. They're just like, money is moving, they're grabbing. Money is moving, they're grabbing. Anyway, any direction, whether it's from them or from you, they're collecting money. It's a guy.
Actually,
That's somebody breathing.
like one of the things I actually thought was, it's like, oh, if you move money, let's say you come into the country, let's say from Nigeria, and you move money, they will tax it.
If you move the money out, they will
actually
tax
don't
it.
tax it. They don't tax it. They just ask you to. They just want to know that it's not for financial crimes. I can see where people are coming from for taxes. If you're coming from a country that you're not used to income taxes, that's because that country probably is not a democracy.
No, or they don't depend on income taxes.
No, it's not a democracy, or it's not a capitalist country. It's more of the government autocracy and running all the big corporations.
Okay,
That's even more
mafia.
mafia.
Wants to be an autocrat and leave my money with me. He can do whatever he wants to.
Yeah, because if you're going to countries that don't have income tax, especially in like these oil-rich countries, the government does not need revenue because they own every other. The main thing that is making money in that country is owned by the government.
Yeah.
So if you want Canada to start taking up all the businesses that are making money and make it a crown corporation, then sure.
No, that's not what they do. They own all the land, or all everything under the land. They own it, right? That's how it works in Saudi.
No, even in Canada, we own everything under the land.
Top. So if you charge us for taking anything from inside the ground and making money from it, I can come to terms with that. But if I'm not doing anything with your ground, or even if I am, I'm paying you lease or rent or
you're
whatever,
doing a lot.
buying it from
You're
you.
doing a lot. You're using their health services.
And once again, you're using the health service that also created OHIP and all this.
Yeah, it's free.
Okay, sure. I'm not against taxation.
Yeah.
Just charge me the same rate you're charging somebody else.
Okay. Again, if you're doing 10% and the government is not able to cover its revenue or cost, so if the government is not able to cover its cost, how should it?
They should reduce their cost. If I'm in my house, I'm trying to buy groceries, and I have an endless list of things on my grocery list, and I look in my bank account, okay, I only have $50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, do I really need chocolate covered strawberries? No. Scratch. Hey, this one I don't need. No. Okay, I need milk, I need bread. Okay, we'll buy those two.
It's true.
That's how regular humans and corporations.
But then on the long term, what would you start? It's like, you know what, I need to find a way to make more income.
How do I do that? Value creation.
What
do I have? What skill do I have?
Now you're welcome. Come to the government world and how to create value.
How does the government create value? It's like, you know what? We're announcing a new program. Let's talk about it. Oh, we're announcing a new program. What is it? Okay, well, now there's this capital gains tax. We're going to double it.
Yeah.
We're announcing a new program. What is it? Well, we're going to start taxing anything in your RSP and TFSA. We're going to, that's how is that value creation? That's just theft. So if you think about it, it's theft. Because all these taxes didn't exist before.
Yeah.
One by one, they started appearing. What was the value that was being created for them to increase the amount of money they were collecting from Canadians? Zero value.
But
they
again,
just
this is how taxes have been for generations and decades and probably thousands of years. A government that is in power needs revenue, and the assumption is the government will get revenue from the people that it's in power over.
No.
That's literally, except we don't
There
want
has to be some sort of trade. Like even if you look like
because
even
they're
in,
trading governing is trade. They're providing a value called governance, democracy.
if they're providing it for you, for me, for my neighbor, for
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
they should charge all of us the same rate. You see, I'm not even saying the same dollar amount because that would be the actual. It's like charge us the same fee. I'm being generous. I'm saying charge us the same rates intentionally. So if it's 10%, if it's 20%, charge us the same.
The way Canada will be so broke quickly.
Canada will not be broke.
Will be
Canada will
so
not be broke because you
quickly.
eliminate all the loopholes and all these different things. You see, everybody will give to Caesar. Or
I
give
will
to
be with
Carney
you if you're saying
what
like,
is
okay,
Carney's.
you're basically saying that not just income, everything about you that is valuable with tax at a flat rate.
I mean, outside of income, everything else is taxed at a flat rate.
No, so basically, let's say without realizing your capital gains, we tax your assets and your net worth at a certain rate.
I mean, tax your assets is wild, man. I'm good with a couple taxes. Income tax,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
As long as it's a flat rate.
Okay.
Sales tax, sure. As long as it's a flat rate. Property tax, sure. As long as it's a flat rate. And then corporate tax, sure. On revenue, as long as it's a flat rate. Period.
You know what we should do? We should also have asset tax.
No. That
Because
makes no sense.
house is an asset and it's taxed on property taxes.
Yeah, and then as the value of the house appreciates, the government
property
all of a
tax
sudden starts,
picks up. Yeah.
yeah. So property tax already
Yeah.
is it's
So
incorporated in there. So why,
other non-house assets, we
like
tax
what?
it like property
So
tax.
because you have a car, you pay tax to the
When
government.
the car is, we value it. If it's growing and appreciating,
Oh,
flat
it's
tax.
not
If
growing.
it's depreciating, then we don't take the tax.
But you paid sales tax when you purchased the car.
Yeah, but okay, so
The
those
car
ones,
does not benefit from any municipal.
no, but those ones are like, okay, if you're doing the sales tax and so on, but let's say you own, let's say, $1 million in Google stock.
When you purchase the stock, you pay tax, no?
No, you don't pay no tax to purchase no stock.
I'm saying charge tax at the point when I'm purchasing the stock.
No.
After that, whatever happens to the
I
stock.
mean, when you
it's
purchase
none
a
of
house, they also pay tax.
But the house is hooked up to municipal services. So there's value creation there, right? They've created the sewage pipelines, there's the road, there's all of this. For my stock in Google, the government had nothing to do with it. They would never have anything to do with it. So they just leave it alone.
You should just leave it like that.
Just leave it like that.
So
I paid sales tax. So when I bought the stock, after that, if it appreciates beyond the sales tax, that's none of your business.
Okay. I guess I think I'm fine with that. Again, it probably applies to sales tax when you're selling the stock too. Someone else will pay the
Somebody
tax
else will pay the tax.
when they're buying
Yes,
from
when
you.
they're buying. Exactly. It's all equalized. It's fair, right? The same percentage for everybody. There's no punishment if you're making more money than the other, like 10% or 20%, whatever it is, flat.
I don't know. It makes sense. I guess again, the only thing I would say is usually when you have like this doesn't work when you're dealing with a pool of people. Like the flat. The reason like property tax works, it's not dealing with a pool of people. The funding that you're doing is not dealing with a pool of people. It's basically you're consuming services for municipal, and it's you that's consuming services for municipal. If you pay money to the municipal, they can.
Everybody is benefiting. Everybody in the municipality is benefiting from.
Yeah, but they do the direct line to your house or to your sewage or to your. They do the lines for the cables for the electricity and so on. I mean, the power companies do that, but usually water, sewage, and some of those main things that like municipal handles. Right? There's some cases where everybody does benefit and it's a pool and it's very interesting. School, for example, municipal schools, teaching and so on and so forth.
All of that comes from your property tax.
But it gets tricky when you go other than municipal schools. When you're thinking about health services from federal government, it's very, very tricky to just do a flat rate because the pool that you're working with is not necessarily a flat pool.
No.
Like there are sick people, there are older people, there are healthy people.
Saying the sick people should pay more in taxes.
But no, I'm just saying that you need to have more than just a flat across the board to cover for the irregularities in the pool. Again, let me give another example that also works the same way. Insurance. It's not really flat as an insurance because they're dealing with some mathematic model of the pool of everyone in this area. We need to account for everyone. Exactly, the risk of this area. So you're not just paying a flat rate. There's a lot of consideration that goes into covering you as an individual, but within a pool. So that's
Yeah, but
one.
then like think about that insurance example. It's really interesting because for example, like you're getting car insurance and you live in a relatively like unsafe environment.
Yeah.
Like a person that's like looking like really deeply at stuff, would they be like, oh, okay, I'm trying to get car insurance for TD and I live in this place. Obviously, I know that my thing is going to be expensive. Is that like going to now be an incentive for them to move away from those places so that they don't? Do you get like?
Great point.
Yeah.
You still have choice. You can choose to go with TD or RBC or BMO or some random insurance. Like you still have choice.
But we
You can
all
also
have.
choose.
You can choose to leave Canada too. Literally, you can choose to leave Canada. But if Canada has been so good to you,
Canada is all of us.
if Canada has been so
Canada
good to
is
you,
all of us.
no,
So,
the government,
Okay, the
is
government
gonna
of Canada
say,
is
do
not
whatever they
Canada.
want to do.
all the places that have the zero taxation, we can all choose to go. It's a global economy.
This is the global economy.
Like, right? So if you want to go somewhere, if Canada is charging you too high, that's why we're having a lot of brain dead to the Silicon Valley, right? People are moving all to the Silicon Valley to start their businesses, and tech talents are going there.
Not just Silicon Valley, other places.
Yeah, not a lot of people are moving there, but I'm saying specifically like the startup ecosystem and the tech ecosystem in Canada. It's so we never capitalized on any of those things during the heydays. Maybe BlackBerry, you have Shopify, and a few others, Noctel. But the rate at which Silicon Valley had every night unicorn just being built. Yes. So to your point, you can shop around and go to another place, to another city, to another province,
Another
and to another
insurance
country.
company.
No, but then the thing with that though is like the function of the government should be different than the function of TD. Like TD is a for-profit organization. The government is supposed to like the government is supposed to work for the people.
Yeah.
So like the answer should never be, oh, look, you can leave the country because
No,
like
it's not
We
the.
are the country, so
I like as you guys are just right. See, you guys don't want your taxes to go up. I also don't want my taxes to go up, which is fine. I'm just saying that if we look at taxation, it's not as bad as we see. It's not the best.
it's not the end of the world. Nobody's saying it's the end of
Yeah.
the world. I'm just saying the government keeps having unchecked powers.
All governments will always have unchecked powers.
No, we cannot just settle for that. Like that's
I'm
how
not
you
saying
end
we
up in
settle for
tyranny.
it. No, it's not even tyranny, but the only check you have is every 4 years you can vote them out. And you can vote someone that will put 10%. But again, people don't really vote. 10% doesn't work for the majority.
I don't care if it's 10%, 20%, 30%.
No.
It just needs to be the same
40% will
rate
not
across
work
the board.
for the low income, and 10% will not work for the high income.
10% will work for the high income.
No, I'm just saying a majority voting pool that is working. Who is the government, right?
I would say 20% is a good number for income tax.
Fair. You can do 20%, but I'm just saying that everyone else would want, the majority of the population would want the rich to pay more than 20% and would want those that are lower class to pay less than 20%.
The majority of the rich population will not want.
Yeah, but the rich population is, again, it's called the 0.1%.
It's called the
That's why they are 99%.
They're outnumbered by default.
Outnumbered by default in a democracy, right? So it's crazy, but again, I know there are a few things that we did not talk about on this already.
Last week
we hashed out already.
Bill C-22 and what? You know what? What's his face? That's the Minister of Public Safety has now decided. Okay, we're gonna make some amendments due to the backlash. Blah blah blah. Did anybody in your office read what you are proposing? Like, great job, sir. We gave you a great thumbs up. Maybe he has a bunch of Gen Z staffers. They gave him thumbs up and he thought it was good job.
So passive aggressive is like, it's like, oh yeah, good job, hey, good job.
Yeah.
Then you go back in the bag and like, what's this guy talking about? Again, people should applaud the fact that the minister is like the government is flexible. The government is flexible. This is what we want our government to do. Hear the people, make adjustments, and change.
No, you expect the government. You know when you're in computer science or math, they're trying to do an iterative model.
Yeah.
Your seed number, your starting point has to be an educated guess.
Yes.
He did not start from an educated guess. He's iterating from just a hot pile of garbage. So no matter how you iterate, You would never get to steady state.
It's always going to be chaos.
Just
No
chaos.
equilibrium, literally.
No equilibrium. My guy,
No, dude, give him
that bill
credit, man.
was a ridiculous idea,
The-
and he needs to scrap it and start from scratch.
No,
So he does not iterate from.
We will never, like, I don't know if we will never, but people will not appreciate what he's trying to do and also hear what the complaints are. Bill, like, am I saying that they should be able to just do and see everything? No. But the very simple thing about a service provider should be you should know your customer, who is on your platform, and if there's crime if crime is taking place,
You have a duty to report.
you have a duty to report. That's all this bill is trying to enforce on a telecommunication service provider.
If he said the bill is know your customer similar to banking and financial, if that's what you see, the problem is that you're giving this guy too much credit and too much leeway. It's like there are existing policies about know your customer.
There are no existing policies for this.
Why are the banks?
Why?
Because they have all the AML laws, all the
but that's
anti-fraud
literally
laws.
exactly.
They have all of those things.
That's
look
all.
Look at that set of policies and try to mirror it on the telecom side.
But that's what they're trying to do.
No.
And everybody is saying, "Oh, this is going to create a privacy backdoor." So are you saying the banks? And do the banks have a backdoor?
They don't have.
Thank you. So how do the banks now know?
So see, here's the thing. He was over prescriptive. Not even over prescriptive. He was giving the government. He said based on secretive ministerial orders.
That's literally what the banks have.
The banks don't have secrets.
Yes.
It's not secret. It's public. Know your customer. When you go and open a bank account, you present your ID and you present
but I'm saying there are back doors to the government in the bank. That's what he was trying to avoid in this case. He doesn't want the government to be inside telecommunication.
See. Literally,
government has access to. In fact, it's
so. Same way Justin Trudeau, once again, during the Emergencies Act, he was able to reach into people's bank account and do whatever.
This bill was trying to not go that far on the financial side.
This bill went farther.
No, dude. Like, the bill is not even trying to say government can have the ability to block service providers or enforce that, this person gets blocked or prevent this person from communicating on your platform. The bill is just saying, look, make sure you know who is on your platform.
That's not what the bill will say.
And when they are committing crime on your platform.
That's not what the bill
will say. Because now, like,
that might have been his intent, but once
okay.
again, he started from such a terrible place. Whatever was written up in that policy made no sense.
Literally, now, basically, all they're saying is, like, make sure you retain metadata for at least 1 year. There's no... like, this, sometimes people just fall for the story, like you're saying, with Singapore and Norway. The government didn't prescribe.
Nobody fell for anything. Carney deceived Canadians.
The government did not even
mentioning the sovereign wealth funds.
So we can say, like, the same way the tech firms are saying there's a backdoor. Literally, the government did not even say build us a backdoor. The government said they can require the ESPs to do whatever it takes to provide the metadata.
They were very specific. They said to create technical access or something like that to what they need.
Yeah, but government does not have to be there. You can do whatever you need to do to figure it out and send it to us. You don't have. I don't have to be coming into one backdoor or no backdoor.
So if there was nothing wrong with the bill, the backlash should not have been as loud as it was. Me, I saw it. I'm like, this thing does not pass the sniff test. Everybody else saw it, said the same thing. Bill C-22. Disaster upon arrival, and they need to scrap it and start from scratch.
They should at least take into consideration the backlash, which is what Carney is doing and his government. People at least just give this guy a round of applause.
See my problem with Carney, digital sleight of hands. Like, okay, Canada, digital sovereignty, data sovereignty. Okay, the end of the year, go sign this deal with Palantir.
Oh yeah, that was
US-based company with Peter Thiel.
Crazy. That was crazy.
I'm like, okay,
what's GNT and Palantir? What is going on in like, why do we need a US?
They do have quite the products or product line.
Yeah, but their product line is
mass surveillance.
It's literally it's mass surveillance, and also not mass surveillance that is in Canadian sovereignty.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, once it's in the US, like, what stops the US government from gaining access to what they're doing?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, I don't think I'm in line with this one. Carney missed it, yeah. This one Carney missed it. like having sovereignty and then going to go do data analytics with Palantir.
But that's the sleight of hand we're talking about. Like, he knows what to say to the Canadian public, and then he goes and tries to do these backdoor deals, similar to how he got a bunch of MPs to flip over to.
There's
the
no
Liberal
backdoor
Party.
deal with
Yeah, it's all about backdoors,
MPs.
man. Backdoor encryption, backdoor with MPs, backdoor deal with
You
Palantir.
should call it
He
backdoor podcast. Yeah.
McCartney went to New York and said he's gonna make America great again.
But that was crazy. That was crazy.
I'm like,
that
my
was
guy,
crazy.
I thought there's a new world order.
That was crazy. That man said, you know what? No, but again, he didn't say make America. Again,
He said Canada strong.
Exactly.
Will make America.
He said
great
a strong Canada would make America great again. What would make America great again is a strong Canada, not just America getting great again with a weak Canada.
So you think he did not use the MAGA slogan intentionally? Who was he? He was in New York speaking to a bunch of business people. His audience was an audience of one.
But yeah, but also too, yeah, obviously he's trying to talk to Donald Trump. He's trying to talk to people that are around Donald Trump. Obviously, the US ambassador was also excited with how Carney presented. Pragmatic is going to
You
try
should say it
to.
again for the people at the back. That's the same US ambassador that has been on Carney's case.
Yeah, he has been on Carney's case. That one has been on Carney's case. Like, why are you telling your people to stop buying Canada, buying US?
Yeah.
That this is so. This. I was like, gee, bro, we're a sovereign country. We decide what our
We're
people.
not a sovereign anything, please.
No, we're a sovereign country.
With Palantir. We belong to King Charles.
No, we're a sovereign country. We're a sovereign country, please. Carney invoked the Make America Great Again. But it's like, dude, what I would say is your speechwriter, maybe cut that cost. Don't cut the cost again. Increase the cost of the speech. The Davos speechwriter, bring them back.
You think you should bring it back now? That Davos speech was ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
On this podcast, I spoke my mind about that.
Come on.
It was
the greatest
unnecessary
speech
to
since Obama.
My guy, you go from Davos to this speech in New York.
No,
that's when you see that this guy is.
Man's cut his cost. Carney, please increase the cost.
No, but it was always bound to happen. That's what I said back then when this. He's like, you cannot go to Davos and say whatever is on your mind the way he said it, just to come back and be groveling back to New York businessmen.
Because Trump would adjust at the end of the day.
Who is adjusting in this situation, please?
Trump is going to adjust.
Dude,
we have
China does not have our time. He's too busy in the street.
We have Chinese cars that have landed last week. He's going to Trump will adjust. Straight up Moses is going to be open.
He will get back on.
Trump will adjust. So like Kanye is basically saying, look, I'll come for you at the end. Let me figure out how to get certain things and our sovereignty in order, and then I'll come back to America. Obviously, his plan was never to just live life without America. His plan was like, if America wants to live life without Canada, Canada will be good. But Canada wants to live life with America.
Why did he go groveling back in New York?
He didn't go groveling back. He just basically said...
and that was not the... He also has been going on a... What's it called?
American
getting interviewed, yeah, and trying to cozy up back to Donald Trump. Like, he has gone around the world and seen it all. Made deals.
He has gone around the world. He has made deals.
Nothing.
He has signed... Not necessarily... His position has always been Canada and US in the he always wants to renegotiate the Kuzma deals. He wants US to be part of it. He doesn't want to do it. But if US wants to think they want to just dilly-dally oppress Canada, how about I go around the world?
What is oppressing Canada?
US wanted to give us like deals left, right, and center that was tying our hands at our back.
You can negotiate with the US. I mean, if
that's what he's doing.
No,
that's what he's doing.
He has swung back and forth the pendulum in ways that were like, okay, which Canada are we
negotiating with the US?
Are we sovereign Canada or are we US?
A strong sovereign Canada
will make
America great again. I don't know, like people. This is as pragmatic as it gets. Like you know what I actually like about Carney? You see the consistency in how he's pragmatic.
I will never use consistency to describe McCartney. Never.
You see a consistent pragmatic politician, and what you see is what you get.
Consistent flip flopper.
No, consistent pragmatic politician. I do respect politicians. Like even in this Steven Guilbeault story, even though I'm glad that he's out of as an MP, just in general, but I think the fact that he's been so consistent on his beliefs
Steven Guilbeault is
respectable. Carney is also
McKinney
consistent.
is not consistent. McKinney has gone from being an economist to not knowing how basic economics work.
Nah.
He has gone from being a tree hugger to now he's Minister of Environment quitting because he's not enough of a tree hugger.
Steven Guilbeault was never Minister of Environment. I basically he was under Justin Trudeau, Minister of Environment. Under Carney, there's no way Guilbeault was Minister of Environment. Carney was always consistent. Alberta, oil production, gas production will be the way we get sovereignty with deals, and also international markets with Saskatchewan, Quebec, Ontario, and so on and so forth.
That's what Steven Guilbeault wanted.
No, Carney. Steven Guilbeault was always carbon tax, and he would die on that horse of carbon tax. Yeah. And I like the fact that he was a one, what do you call that thing? One
man show.
Just one topic politician, or just one thing he cared about.
Funny.
Not necessarily one trick funny, but just one thing he cared about: environment.
See,
and regardless of who showed up, he would stand firm.
I said McKinney has gone from being an economist to not knowing the physics of economics. One of the fundamental theories in economics is opportunity cost. Right? You make a choice, which means you're pro this, but this is going to suffer, right?
Yeah.
You know, in physics, they say energy is neither created nor destroyed, right? It just
transform from one form to another.
When you talk about Steven Guilbeault, environment. It's like you guys are prioritizing money over the environment. My guy, when you riddle life with all these environmental policies, guess what? You're making other people rich. You're taking money from these guys and you're paying it to the scientists who are going to do all the 10,001 studies and give all the 10,001 reports. All of those things cost money, and it's money in people's pockets. So you're either for scientists making money, or business people making money, or oil people making. Somebody's gonna make the money. The only person, the house always wins. The government will take the money, regardless of who makes the money.
Where's my quotes? Where's my quotes?
You mean like wiki?
Do my quotes, all of you. The bags, yes. Wait, is that complete? Make sure it's complete.
That's it. Government will always make money.
Steven Guilbeault, but they'll make
Steven Guilbeault, respect for being consistent. Yeah.
Like you hardly see politicians like Carney and Steven Guilbeault like that. Very.
Steven Guilbeault is literally resigning because McKinney is not consistent on environmental issues.
No, come on.
Yes.
No, come on. McKinney had pretty been like consistent in knowing that look, we're going to keep carbon tax in place.
Steven Guilbeault's resignation is tied to his disagreement with the government's environmental policy direction, which he feels is backsliding on climate action.
Yeah, but Carney, so did Carney start his government by backsliding? Or was Carney always pragmatic when it came to economic and sovereign?
When Carney came in, Guilbeault was Minister of Environment. He resigned from that one.
Yeah, no, when Carney came in, Guilbeault was minister, but when Carney set up his cabinet, Guilbeault was not the minister.
Yeah, because Carney put him in charge of identity and culture.
Yeah, Carney for sure was like your environment will not work with my policies.
For somebody who made his fame from being very environmental conscious, Carney is definitely backsliding.
No, Carney didn't make fame from being environmental. He literally made his fame from saving us from recession.
He did not save anybody from Jack, please.
He made his fame from saving us from recession. 08, 07, Canada, one of the best countries to survive the global economic crisis. Also went to Bank of England, did the same. 2 times is not a trick, okay? 2 times to do it on the global stage for big countries of tens of millions of people. You have to put on respect that he knows what he's doing. Like, you can't do it twice and say you're a fluke, man. You can't win. You see, Arsenal is the fluke here.
Arsenal is the fluke here.
They cannot do Premiership and Champions League. Now, if Arsenal won Prem and Champs, then you say, like, put some respect in their name. Because 2 times, you win it 2 times, back to back, you have to put respect on his name.
Oh my God.
Economically, he knows.
So maybe he should have come back as Bank of Canada president, because as Prime Minister, I don't know.
Prime Minister, he's killing it, y'all. He's killing it. It's one of those things. Like the only thing that, like, I would say that we should watch out for Alberta, Daniel Smith. Please, don't mess the hand as fed you.
She's just giving Albertans the choice to vote on the referendum.
Don't mess up the hand that is feeding you. Carney has gone to bat to get Alberta in a position to be one of the greatest provinces in our country and also on the global stage. And come and start doing Canada United.
Respectfully.
Respectful. Again, Albertans still have a choice to either stay as part of Canada or they can vote to begin the process of the legally binding.
The funny thing is, like, what vote to legally bind to who?
My guy.
Vote to legally bind
Politics is such a weird.
Vote to, like, also to Daniel Smith. I thought Daniel Smith was going to even think about running on the federal level. How does this help your political career?
Let's wait to see the outcome of this.
This is not helping her political career in any way.
No, you'll be surprised.
Surprised
because
where?
I don't think Alberta is going to leave Canada. But what you achieve is getting a united Alberta, where everybody rallies around the result of the referendum.
So united. You see, she got to figure out how to
and
get.
she will ride on that, and she will run for prime minister. And she will.
This is literally going to be a stain on her political career. It's going to be a stain on her political career. This whole, because even the UCP president and her are contradicting themselves. I'm like, who is in charge of this? What's going
to lead the UCP?
Like, this is just crazy. But anyways, I thought she was thinking bigger for politics, but this is it. But yeah, anything else you want to talk? Cars for kids. I actually saw this ad still on CTV. I was like, I thought this was down everywhere.
CBC.
No, CBC pulled it, but I saw it on CTV one day.
I guess CTV hasn't caught up with cars for kids.
I was like, and I remember that with jingle, something. I actually used to listen to it on Roku TV back in the days.
I always hate ads. So.
Oh yeah, you hate ads. You hate taxes. You hate any way to make money and also give money. You just want the money just where it is in the Ghana must go back. I say Ghana must go. I don't think it's Ghana must go.
Ads. Okay, I shouldn't say I hate ads. There are some really creative ads that are fun to watch. I hate intrusive ads. You know, you inject something in the flow, you're watching whatever, a show, a movie, whatever, and just like for the next 2 minutes you're watching ads about things you don't care about. Just like, can I skip?
skip and jump on. No, like, it's crazy. Yeah, ads actually, like, I don't know if I'm irritated by them nowadays because I've had, like, Google actually just allowed us to have YouTube Premium Lite. Actually, I do have YouTube Premium Lite.
Premium Lite.
That's what I was just about to say.
Because you know, like, how if you're part of the AI Pro.
What's Premium Lite like? Is that an oxymoron? Is it oxymoron?
Background playing and so on and so forth. But I think it's just because I'm the primary holder of the account now. They just changed their plans literally this week. So I don't get ads on YouTube anymore. But it's not like I was using YouTube to do much than watch certain news videos and so on and so forth. What was it? Yeah, some podcasts too. Also went back to my Lecrae 116 days, man. I was like,
oh. Do you watch the Lecrae podcast?
Yeah, that was the dope podcast. Yeah, the Kweeve podcast was legendary.
Yeah, that was something.
I had to go back to After the Music Stops album, went back to Rebel album. I was like, oh, I can now understand where all of this, because for like 4 or 5 years, I'm not listening to any of the Lecrae. I was like,
yeah. After I watched the podcast, I was going to go back and listen, and then I just forgot.
No, all of the songs slap now. Man. All of the songs
they hit different.
They hit
now you
different.
understand it.
I understand everything behind. I'm like,
his podcast has been like he had the one with his wife as well.
Oh yeah, I heard they also nearly divorced too.
Yeah.
Wait, are you guys going to talk about what this like backstory is? That's
Lecrae?
Yeah.
You know how last week we were talking about
yeah.
All of that inspiration came from Lecrae Reach Records 116.
So we were such 116 heads as kids, man.
We had the stickers, we had the hoodies.
we went to any concerts.
We went to the
flatbacks.
Wow.
It was Wonderland.
Yeah, we did it when we were here. But there was also like Rocky River in BC that I think we tried to go to.
Yeah.
Did we see it? I don't know if we saw it. No, we had all.
Yeah, we went. I think Kweeve was the one there. I don't think Lecrae.
I don't think Lecrae came, but we should.
Was that like the era of the thumbnail picture?
Yeah, the thumbnail. That's where the thumbnail picture comes from.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things that we were trying to be Lecrae so bad.
We're gonna be signed by.
I feel like, I feel like there was like this artist in Vancouver that were also trying to collaborate with.
Remember his name.
That he also like a Christian hip hop guy too. That was like, you know what? For these young guys in Abbotsford, BC, Mission Impossible. And then we have like all the lyrics we'll be writing like
I'm
here's new verse I just
There was no
screaming.
AI back then.
Bro, if we had AI, I would have slapped,
Yeah,
man. I would have slapped. Yeah, slapped. No, I went back. I started bumping it. Or then when I was driving through the neighborhood, I was like, "What do you think? When did the blacks come in?" I was bumping it because you're hearing like the real bass, like
the hip hop, like
the
OG
hip hop
hip hop
was
style.
really, really good. So, yeah, shout out to the Queen, man.
Yeah,
Really
man.
huge
Like,
inspiration.
short side story. So Lemal was dropping me off somewhere on Saturday, and like that's when he was playing the music. And like I opened the car door, and then the music, it almost felt like the thing just poured out of the car. There was like one random woman that was just like walking by. She just stopped and looked at me. I looked at the car.
You call the cops. It's like
There's some guy
put an APB, put an APB. Are you looking for some guy just blasting bass? No, I was literally I was bumping the Cream, man. No, he's a legend.
I can't
Shout out to
relate.
you. I don't know why I feel like I stopped listening to you. I don't know. It just
There was
felt
just so much
awkward,
drama around
weird.
the
I was
scene
like,
change and all.
But after I saw KB on the podcast, I'm like, I'm going back, man. I'm going back. Literally went from the beginning. Not really from the. I think it was after the music stops and Rebel I listened to. There's something else. There's another album that was there, and they had to Take Me As I Am, and then he's like,
I think I know the entire lyrics of that song.
literally, like, and the funny thing is, we used to LimeWire it back in the days
bro,
when there was
you
no.
should be admitting to
What did they call
the FBI?
statute of limitation?
Lord.
I think we're past the statute of
You used to
limitation.
LimeWire all of those things, and it was.
LimeWire the whole album. It took like 24 hours.
But now I'm back. To be fair, I went back to buy all the vinyls for all of them. So hey, I paid it back, yo.
I don't know.
I don't know if lawyers can do that. I actually just bought the vinyls, but I don't have anything to do. But anyways, yeah, that's where the thumbnail is from. I mean, those are the days when we started with the skinnies, and then we went to the baggies later on. Did you ever get in your baggy era? I don't think you really did. You?
I think before then. Like, because we had those baggy 3/4, like
literally, I had the baggy 3/4, and then we had the 116 flat hats.
Which very briefly. I don't think I lasted long.
Yeah, you didn't last long.
So I used to be super skinny.
You were the skinny one, and then I was the one that was just
it
like
was so weird to be in bag.
And then I'll be going to the gym and it's like, using that. Anyways.
Oh my god, Level had like this handle, pull-up handle thing on his door. You know, we listen to Lecrae in the background as he's
pulling up. Man, yo. So shout out to you, Lecrae, man. Inspiration. Anyways, Lecrae, Carney, 2 decades apart, in terms of 3 decades apart, I think, in terms of inspiration.
Well, hopefully our audience understands the arguments that have been made.
To be honest, they always side with you because I'm coming from a
common sense.
Practical, not common sense. You're coming from a mafia standpoint and trying to be antagonistic with the government. I'm coming from a practical standpoint.
Okay, the government is antagonistic with me.
No, the government is just doing what the government knows how to do.
Yeah, and be a mafia. So,
man, anyways, shout out to you all. We'll see you all next week. Have a good one.
Same time, same place.